Hello, my dear friend. I'm happy to welcome you to my channel. If you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss more helpful videos about health and everyday life. Give this video a big thumbs up, it really motivates me to keep creating simple and valuable content for you. Now let's get started, it's going to be interesting and useful. Endocrinologist Dr. Emily Carter of the Cleveland Clinic had spent years looking for a simple, scalable way to blunt America's diseases of plenty. When Japanese biologist Yoshinori Ohsumi won the 2016 Nobel Prize for decoding autophagy, a cell's built-in recycling program that switches on during nutrient shortage, Emily's curiosity caught fire. If short daily fasts really triggered that cleanup crew, could they tame the obesity, hypertension, and prediabetes she saw in nearly 90% of her patients? Inspired by mouse studies from the Salk Institute, 2021, and a 2024 Lancet eClinical Medicine trial in 220 Americans with prediabetes, Emily designed a 12-week pilot. 60 volunteers would try a 14-hour food-free window every day. They logged last bite time, steps, and pulse in a shared app, turning the study into a friendly competition. That first night she wrote in her journal, timing times food quality times sleep equals outcome. Let's see how far one daily habit can go. Back in the lab, emerald dots lit Dr. Carter's cultures. LC3-2, tagged autophagosomes tripled after 16 hours without glucose. Pro-inflammatory interleukin-6 fell by 35%, but pancreatic cells carrying a KRAS mutation upregulated survivin, hinting at a safety ceiling of 12 to 16 hours. 16S RNA sequencing showed a surge in the gut bacterium Akkermansia mucinifila, linked to better endurance and lactate clearance in mice. Cell Metabolism Reviews, 2025, confirmed the pathway. Energy stress activates AMP-activated protein kinase, AMPK, suppresses mTOR, frees the ULK1 complex, and lets FOXO3 ramp up antioxidant defenses. The next slide in Emily's deck read, "Here's your cellular janitor at work when you fall asleep a tad hungry." The 60 volunteers split into control and time-restricted feeding, TRF, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. At 6 weeks, the TRF group lost 5% body weight, dropped HbA1c by 0.3 points, and cut triglycerides 22%. Alanine aminotransferase normalized in 70%, pointing to shrinking fatty liver, and wearable data showed higher heart rate variability. 2 women with low ferritin eased back to a 12-hour window, 3 chronic late-night snackers leaned on a dietitian via group chat. Blinded cytokine panels later revealed a 1/3 dip in IL-6 and TNF-alpha, plus a doubling of adiponectin. Colleagues at Boston Cardiology reported a 40% fall in C-reactive protein after recent stent placements when patients layered TRF onto cardiac rehab. Emily's midnight note, MET-SX symptoms melting, but we need 12-month data. A mini-trial at MD Anderson enrolled 12 women with HER2 negative breast cancer. A 5-day fasting mimicking diet, FMD, before each chemo cycle boosted CD8 T cells, trimmed regulatory T cells, and shrank tumors -38% versus -24% in matched controls. LabDish MCF, 7 cells starved 24 hours cranked caspase, 3 up 60%, with paclitaxel on board, 120%. Yet tumors with mutant P53 sipped neighbors lactate and dodged death. Conclusion, brief, hungry windows, can sensitize many cancers to therapy and shield healthy tissue, but they're an adjuvant, not a standalone cure. Genetic profiling and close monitoring stay mandatory. The 8 ground rules. Screen first, CBC, CMP, TSH, and ECG. Stick to 14/10 TRF, for most adults, longer fasts only under supervision. Start early, breakfast by 8 a.m., dinner wrapped by 6 p.m. Keep protein high, 1 to 1.2 g per kg target weight. Half the plate veggies, quarter protein, quarter complex carbs. Hydrate, add electrolytes, no dry fasts. Sleep 7+ hours, sleep loss blunts autophagy. Recheck labs every 3 months, adjust if dizzy, amenorrheic, or losing weight too fast. A 2025 JAMA Network open meta-analysis shows TRF trim systolic pressure 6 mm of mercury and waistlines 4 cm over 12 weeks without harming HDL. Adults over 70 must pair fasting with resistance training to preserve muscle. Cancer patients follow a separate FMD protocol, tracking IGF-1 and halting if unintentional loss tops 5%. An infographic in Emily's report breaks down realistic impact. Up to 70 to 90% of metabolic disorders can improve, 30 to 40% of autoimmune flares may calm. Oncology sees supportive, not curative, gains. The headline, 90% of diseases disappear, makes great clickbait, but the fine print matters. Time without calories, quality nutrition, and daily movement form a three-legged stool. Dr. Emily Carter saved the final slide for her patients.